Now, before I get into the topic at hand, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to my new channel called The Dark Roast. Basically, it's a startup of interviewing different people one-on-one about basically anywhere between the general life and personal life about them, and I can correlate with my general and personal life as well, so that way there would be a deep conversation. Maybe you guys can correlate too in the situations that we talk about in the conversation. So make sure to check out the video and make sure to subscribe and click the like button right now. I wanted to make a video to discuss about the meaning of dark roast in my channel. So basically, a lot of people are probably asking, I had a few people that asked what the meaning of dark roast is on my channel. So I decided to make a video and break it down on what dark roast really means. Obviously, when you think dark roast, you'll think coffee. You'll think about waking up in the morning, getting yourself a nice cup of dark roast coffee just to keep yourself, stable for the rest of the whole 24 hours of your either 9 to 5 or going to school. Dark means obviously going into a divulged depth conversation with a person. And it could be dark, meaning that people have gone through dark times in their past that make them feel uncomfortable in ways. But most of the time, people that go through that stuff have learned their lesson and were able to overcome it. But the test is the fact that would they be able to bring up that dark conversation in the midst of the convo, which is not really necessary at all in this channel. But if the conversation can somehow flow or lean to that place, and being able to get them comfortable and being able to have myself feel comfortable going with them to that place, then it wouldn't be a bad idea to be able to express it and be able to share with the viewers that, hey, we've had odd situations at the time. Everybody else probably had that same thing. It's just different scenarios that happen in our lives for each of us. So that's why the meaning of dark comes into the play, because dark is just not coffee at all. It's just all about the conversation, the divulging, the depth. I call it the realm, just because it's a place where you touch base with them personally. And that's basically where the person that I converse with, when they enter that place, shows how far they've come, which is huge because it's very inspiring. I know I've been there too a bunch of times. I know we all have. But being able to express that in that manner in a live conversation is huge. And showing that they've matured, they've grown and learned from it, and have the capability of sharing that with viewers on this channel. Now, roast, the second word, is a little bit interesting. So this personally for me is the biggest challenge. You already know what the meaning of roast is, especially in this generation. For people that are old school, that are watching this video, you'll think roast as same thing, coffee. In this generation, when you think roast, we think about making fun of people, being able to, when they do something dumb, like you do it all the time with all your good friends when you're comfortable with them, and if they do something dumb, you basically just make fun of them and you just go off on that. So the interesting part about this with the dark roast is trying to roast people, not obviously in the midst of if it gets to a place where it goes into a deep dark conversation, then probably it won't happen to roast somebody because it could be possibly serious. The hardest part is to see if they're so comfortable of what they went through and they are able to maintain the roasting that I may portray, they can also roast me too. And if we're able to have that kind of gel conversation, then I think it's going to be great. Most of the time it's going to be serious just because it's a place where it touches them deeply, and it will touch me deeply if I end up talking about my stuff. But if we're able to maintain a depth conversation while at the same time making fun of each other somehow, some way, then I think to me is a successful conversation, just because we are able to be so comfortable and be still able to make fun of each other in that dark situation that we discuss about, and to me, that's the biggest challenge. The flow of the conversation is really going to determine if there's going to be a dark roast or not, which is totally fine, because most of the time I think there will be roasting, but there's going to be times in the video I think that's probably not going to be dark roast. It's going to be serious conversation from the first second it records till the end. Who knows? That's the beauty of the dark roast, because sometimes in each video it's going to portray differently. I think it really portrays on how the flow of the conversation starts, because that's where it will, divulge. And if the conversation will go that way, then it'll probably start converging to another direction. The flow of the conversation, being able to communicate with them and being able to communicate with me and being able to gel, I think that's where it's going to lead us to. Whether it's going to be a serious conversation the whole way, or it could be, we can be roasting each other the whole way, or it can be both. It could be a mix of both. So at the end of the day, that's the true meaning of the dark roast. That's the reason why I created this video podcast, just because I enjoy listening to people and their lives. It doesn't have to be personal, but just enjoying what they do, why they chose this career, or why they lean towards this in their personal life, what made them become them. And I'm being able to share my life too. So that's the beauty of the dark roast, is basically conversing deeply about each other's lives, and at the same time too, we're basically making fun of each other in the midst of it, but learning that was from our past and we grew from it. So that's the meaning of the dark roast. Get ready for the next episode coming soon. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and make sure to click a like on the video. Yeah, I'm hoping it'll continue more. So yeah, thanks guys.